It seems an awful lot of people want to see even more Vanquish style content, and it's not hard to tell why. Not only is the deck exceptionally unique in how it plays and very fun to play, it's also very slowly becoming one of the best decks in the game on a steady climb in popularity and success since its release, now touching upon tier 1 status just the tiniest bit away from tier 1. This is legitimately, at the moment, one of the best decks in the game, and that's not something that a lot of people saw coming when it first came to Master Duel, but it's something that I'm happy for nonetheless. So here's the list today. We're just going to have some fun with it. We're going to keep on playing. A lot of people want to see even more gameplay, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. We're testing the deck out without the Bystials. I wanted to put in an additional Kurakara. I wanted to cut the deck size down to 40 just to make sure we're seeing fires more consistently, which seemed to be a problem of our previous lists. We weren't seeing fires quite as much, so our Zhao Long wasn't live as often as we would like. So we've bumped up our Kurakara to 2, we put in a DD Crow in place of the other Bystial. So this list should be a little bit more consistent. We did take out Nibiru as well, since we don't really need it too much. It's not a very useful attribute or anything like that. But yeah, this is the list. The only one thing that I'm really considering is the Crossout and the 2 Maxi. Again, luckily this deck can sort of play through Maxi. It doesn't really have to care too much about it, and I do want to keep it as focused around attributes as possible, but we may end up changing the list to accommodate those cards. But either way, we're not here to talk too much, we're here to play the game. So if you're interested in this style of content, or maybe you're more interested in our deck profiles or streams, whatever tickles your fancy, you can of course subscribe to catch more of it every single day, and like the video if you actually enjoy watching this one. Without any further ado, let's just get right into the gameplay. Alright, so we ended up losing the coin toss, unfortunately, going into our first game, but we should still be able to make a decent run of this. This is a solid enough hand, depending upon what we need to use or don't need to use. I'm actually pretty confident about this one. They're going to use that Safer, going to send itself to the graveyard to get Searching. You know what? I actually think that that's a pretty decent Ash. I think if we can prevent this guy from even getting going, we are going to be in a decent spot. It's tough to say though, because sometimes you want to see if the Ash for something like the Romulus or the Ravine, they're also probably better Ash targets, but I'm more in the mind of trying to prevent this guy from even getting going, right? That's sort of the plan. I don't even want him to contemplate having plays to make. Now, I'm not going to go for DD Crew just yet, just to... Oh, there we go! Perfect Ash Blossom, apparently, huh? I guess we fucking nailed that Ash. Damn. Damn! Oh my god, and we're simply better at the game. Oh, we're simply better at the game. I hate to break it to you, my friend, but we're going for that Razem. We're going to get Searching, and you are going to begin crying. Up, there you go. He's already gone. GG's! Next game. When was the last time you saw Dragon Link die to exactly one Ash Blossom? That's not something you see very often. We're going to go Shifter off the rip here. I do want to get something going here. Unfortunately, our hand is kind of garbage. So we're just going to have to wait. Now, we did increase the number of going second cards in our deck, which may be a mistake. We maybe need to account for that. The double Kurakara, I don't know. Is Kurakara good right now? It was initially when this deck came out, but more and more I find myself with it in my hand as just a bit of a dead card, if I'm being real. We might want to put in a third Small World, to be honest. Gonna reveal a Mecha Phantom Beast Aurora, O-Line in hand, sorry. Banishing Nemesis Corridor. Damn, you just got rid of your whole fucking Auroradon line, huh? Just to go into Unicorn. I guess that makes sense. As long as he can't do lethal this turn, and sometimes Kashtira can't, then we should be fine. Okay, gonna grab Theosis. This is all pretty standard stuff. I'm just gonna cut the when this guy's finished. Okay, he actually didn't even go for the Arise Heart, which is very interesting. I don't know why he wouldn't do that. We have now the Pantera in hand, so we can make some plays happen here. In fact, this may actually be a very strong position for us. Okay. We can, of course, use Kurakara in just a moment to get some real momentum going. We are going to go for the Among Us here. We're going to tribute off that Baron de Fleur, prevent it from being a pain in my ass. Okay, we're going to tribute that off. We're going to summon out the Kaiji to his side of the field. Damn, it's actually a bit of a shame that he didn't go into the Arise Heart. I was really sort of counting on that, if I'm being honest. Alright, we're going to go Pantera here. Going to summon out the Pantera right here. Reveal Earth and Fire, and we can pop the back row. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. Oh my god. Take the bait, why don't you? Toggle on. We're going to Caesar. We're going to return the Pantera back to my hand. And then we're going to chain Pantera's effect to reveal both an Earth and a Fire to wipe out any spells and traps in this column. We're going to take out that Kashtira Birth. You fucking love to see it. Wipe out the back row. Perfect. Caesar Valius summoning itself out to the field. Awesome. Unicorn will resolve its effect, of course, and as will the Fenrir. Getting rid of Zeus, that's totally fine. We actually don't really... Yeah, we're not going to be using Zeus here. That's fine. Going for Shangri-La as well to try and lock up some zones. I don't mind that. That's fine. Now, before we use the effect of our Caesar, we're simply going to special summon Kurikara by tributing his whole fucking board. Oh, never mind. Kurikara's sick. That was dope. And then, hang on, is that lethal? If I normal summon you? In fact, let me push for lethal here. We're gonna go for Earth. We're going to reveal an Earth for our Caesar Valius. Revealing the Pantera. We may try to like imperm or something here. I don't know. That's gonna bring out our Zhao Long. We are going a little bit balls deep here, but that's totally fine. Bring out Pantera as well, why not? We even, if our Kurikara sticks around, get to go into a Fenrir. Yeah. Get fucking outplayed, you dork. Not a good opening hand for Vanquish Soul. It's impossible for me to ignore that turn 1, although again, the turn 3 combos were pretty fucking nutty. But it's impossible for me to ignore that turn 1, and we do potentially need to have a quick look at the deck list to see if we can prevent that from happening again, although it may simply just be bad luck. There's only so much you can do for a game-to-game basis. Occasionally you will have a bad hand. But it ended up working out, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's get into the next game. Alright, losing another coin toss again, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Depending upon what our opponent is playing, Shifter may give us a pretty sizable advantage. Let me see what you're playing. Well, I wonder what he could possibly be playing. We are going to go for Shifter, of course. Shifter should really hurt this particular opponent. Called by the Grave. Damn. I wish I could DD Crow my own cards. That would have been useful right there. Unfortunately not. Fair enough. Called by for the Shifter. Gotta appreciate it. We got that Picari on deck. Picari being a light is... Okay, that's fine. I imagine Attic Nestor's going to go into the Infant here. This is going to be a tough one. I'm just going to sort of cut to the end of the turn there, because they're going to be at this for a while. Alright, so finally my turn, and this is not looking good for us. We are going to... Oh, that's a little late, buddy. That would have been nice. Would have appreciated that, but you're a little late. Just a fucking little. Right, okay. Yeah, this is not looking good for me. And that's a hell of a board, though. I'm very interested in testing out this Firewall Attic Nestor deck. That seems fucking sick. I'm gonna have to learn that shit tonight. Expect a video on that soon. That shit's fucking dope. Alright. Albite, let's see what you can do about it. We're gonna go for the Infernoble Arms Durandal, whatever the hell you want to call it. We're gonna grab Razen from the deck. I don't think that we can do anything about this, but I'ma try. You bet your ass I'ma try. So we have two options. We can either search with our Razen, or we can use its destruction effect. Realistically, if we attempt to use... well, I mean, he still has the Dark Fluid, which is a non-once per turn monster to get, right? Damn. That sort of limits our options, if I'm being honest. I don't really like the way in which this is going. That's totally fine, though. Does it destroy the card, or does it just negate the effect? If it destroys the card, then that's not good. Okay, it just negates the effect, which means I can attempt to use its second effect, revealing a fire and a dark, to destroy all of our monsters in this monsters column. That may proc either another firewall response, or it may even proc a singularity response. Neither of which would be good for me or my mental health. Or just a regular firewall, actually, I guess. I mean, that makes just as much sense. He does get to bounce 2 cards, so he gets to bounce both my Razen as well as one of his Cybers monsters back to hand. So I guess that's a thing that he could do. Yeah, damn, we got well and truly crushed by the Firewall Dragons. This deck's fucking insane. Now, obviously, any deck of this style has its weaknesses, namely Nibiru, Maxi, that sort of thing, Kaijus. However, it's impossible for you to look at this board and look at this strategy and think anything other than that's impressive, right? So fair enough, they take the win on this occasion. There's not really very much I can do about that. Even if I attempt summoning Razen, or Jiaolong, sorry, they're simply going to negate it with their remaining Dark Fluid negate. It is what it is. Let's get into the next game. Already getting into another game here, unfortunately being met with another coin toss loss. We simply cannot win a coin toss, although with a hand like this, I'm almost glad we missed it. Going against Lab, though, does not fill me full of confidence. Lab's a bit of an exception. They don't really lose too hard to Kaijus. I mean, I guess Kaijuing their lady is a pretty sizable issue for them. Do we maxi now? Like, is there a point? Or is he gonna summon more during my turn? I'm gonna hold on to the maxi simply to act as a pseudo lady interruption. Yeah, he's gonna end his turn here, which means he's probably banking on this big welcome, being able to proc his lady to grant him additional advantage. We may be able to prevent that from being the case, however, utilizing maxi. Or I could simply kaiju the bitch. That's another option that I could do. We got that Royal Doggeran in hand, we might as well put it to use, right? Although I don't know why I would ever give her Doggeran when I've got the Among Us. Alright, we're gonna go Small World here. Small World, we are going to drop the Doggeran, unfortunately. I really want to keep the Fire in hand, I'm not going to lie. I really want to keep the Fire in hand, but I don't see another card as good to drop. Again, the Among Us, I don't know if this card even safely goes into Razen. I would imagine it probably does. It can actually, it can go through Borger, because it's level 7. That's fine. We'll drop the Sticky Kaiju. We'll go through Borger, and we'll land ourselves on our Razen. So this is fine. We've got Razen, that's okay. Now we've got a choice between, of course, these two. Actually, it's not really a choice because we have the Link 1, of course. I always forget that. So the only question really that I have is whether or not we go for the Kaiju now or whether we hold on to it, because we do have Max C to disrupt the Lady Search, meaning I'm not really that afraid of it right this second, if I'm being real. We're going to go for the Vanquished Soul Razen then. Razen's effect going to activate to get searching. We have 2 fires in hand. We'll be able to bounce this card back to hand using a Borger or something along those lines. Gonna go for Big Welcome. That's what I thought. We're going to meet that with a Maxi. That's going to prevent them from chaining the lady, as well as granting us an additional draw and resolution, which is nice. Everyone likes to draw cards. Even if he had an Ash, he probably wouldn't have used it there because it would be a rather weak one. But that's okay. Gonna summon out, I can only imagine, Lovely from deck. Yes, sir. Gonna bounce a card back to hand. Makes total sense. We're gonna draw into another Max C, which is not a terrible draw. Remember, we do need the Earth monsters. So we're gonna grab from the deck. Oof, this is a tight one because he is gonna pop a card in our hand. He is gonna pop a card in our hand, and we only have 1 Borger left at our disposal. I may actually go for Caesar instead here. I'm gonna go Caesar instead, just out of fear of him popping the Borger from hand. I know we can recycle it back off the Link 1 and things, but I have other plans for the Link 1. I don't want to use it for that. Chandelier, Torby, Lovely, all gonna activate their effects, gonna generate a crazy amount of advantage here. We're not gonna go... I guess we can chain Razen's effect to make it indestructible by card effects. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. At the very least, it means that he's not going to pop the Razen on board, giving us guaranteed Link fodder into the the rock, and then what we can do is we can summon Xiaolong so long as Xiaolong doesn't get popped, right? So that's something for us to consider. Okay, adding itself back to hand, that makes total sense. Not using Torby, I thought that that effect would have... Popping the Caesar. If I added Borger, that would have been Borger. I'm just saying. We're gonna now summon out the Xiaolong. There we are. Going to not use its effect because we only have one fire in hand currently. Instead, we're gonna go Rock of the Vanquisher. Gonna send Razen to the grave. Summoning the rock right here. Now we're going to use the rock's effect. We're going to bring back the Razen from the graveyard. Now we're not going to summon Dr. Madlove from hand because this will get us access to our Xiaolong's effect. So by bringing this back, we now have full access to Xiaolong's effect. Now we have Fire, Earth, and Dark in hand, meaning we can use this to search for the Snow Devil. Which, I mean, is decent, but it's also not really, like, super great because we're playing against a back row based deck here. So being able to wipe out all the monsters in the field is neat, but it's not super great. So I believe we may need to look into something else here, if I'm being honest. We have a... Oh, never mind. Our opponent isn't even going to sit around and wait. Apparently he knows what happens when the Xiaolong engine gets running, and he didn't want any part of it. I'll take a free dub. Let's get into the next one. I just want to put out a brief disclaimer. I'm not choosing to go second. I have only won one coin toss throughout the entirety of this video thus far. So that is why we're going second so much. It is not a choice. Do not mistake this for a blind second build. I am simply getting cucked by the coin. It happens. Looks like we're playing against Pearly. Pearly still playing their Ghost Trick shenanigans. They may not be able to play these very soon, given that the fact that Pearly itself is of course being limited to 2 by the upcoming ban list. And we're also going to be losing a copy of Delicious, which we did cover on our most recent stream. Does it kill the deck? Absolutely not, but it does drastically hurt the deck's consistency and does prevent the usage of the Ghost Trick cards to any sort of usable or optimal state. So we'll need to see what happens exactly there. You can still make it work, you can still do it, don't get me wrong. It's just not going to be as good. So they're going to go for my friend Pearly here. They're going to reveal Delicious, Sleepy, and Sleepy. Interesting. Very interesting. So I would imagine they already have a copy of Delicious in hand. If they only revealed one. Yeah, I dare say either that or I added their one of Delicious to hand. That would be a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. Gonna go for Delicious Memory here. Gonna target their Pearly Lee, making it indestructible by battle. Hardly the point, though. They're now gonna discard a copy of Sleepy to summon out a Pearly. That makes total sense. Pearly checking the top 3 of the deck to add a card from deck to hand. There's another copy of Pearly. Have they normal summoned? They have not normal summoned, so they could technically just normal summon another Pearly, huh? Oh wait, do you only add the spells? Oh, it only adds the spells and traps. I feel like I should have known that. They so often hit cards that I just didn't even think. Okay, that's fair. Gonna go for E Pearly Plump. They're gonna add on to itself a couple of the cards from the graveyard, bumping itself up to 4 materials. Gonna go for Delicious Memory here. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to chain block it. Chain blocking is a very good way of preventing Pearly from granting materials. Again, unfortunately, I simply do not have it. Up to 5 materials now on the Plump, and they've got double Delicious under there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they do. So this fucking Noir is going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. Do not get me wrong. This is not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. Unless I can just Pot of Prosperity my ass into a Kaiju. That would be pretty pissed. Alright, we got the Ash. That's a really good draw, actually, because it gives us a fire attribute in hand for Stake Your Soul. Love it. Going to draw a card. Makes total sense. Only going to draw 1, though. Nice. Pot of Prosperity. Let's go. Gonna banish 6 cards. We're going to try our luck. We're going to see what we can hit. We're going to just banish a whole bunch of Link shit. I don't really see us using these Link monsters during this particular duel. Gonna get rid of all of those. Let's get checking the top 6 cards of the deck. Kurakara. Oh. Kurakara is like just as good as a Kaiju, right? I'm pretty sure Kurakara also affects Noir. Doesn't it? Because it's cost. Fuck it, we're gonna try. I'm pretty sure it does. Because, again, I think that's part of why people were even playing it to begin with, if I'm being honest. Max C. I am going to meet that I don't really want to use up my Ash Blossom because I would rather have the fire in hand. However, I am going to commit to get rid of that Max C. We are going to do that. So we get two options here. Number one, you may be looking at this situation. We could attempt to get rid of the My Friend Pearly before the Noir is dealt with. However, in trying to do that, we're going to completely destroy our follow-up because he's going to be able to try and detach and target multiple times to get at our Vanquish solo cards. If this was once per turn, I would do it. Unfortunately, it isn't. Meaning, even if we attempt to dodge the Pearly Noir's spin attempt, he's simply going to activate it again. I can't outpace 3 spins. So instead, we are unfortunately going to have to give him the My Friend Pearly advantage by tributing off the Noir for the Kirakara, getting rid of his fucking huge boss monster automatically using Kirakara, bumping up to 3,000 attack, which is pretty damn sizable, and we get to steal a monster from his graveyard during the end phase. He does get to add, however, back a bunch of the, quick play spells from Grave? Yeah, up to 3 different quick play spells, which is fucking insane. That's just incredible. It's just such a fucking devastating effect. I really wish I could have prevented this, but unfortunately, it's simply not possible with this current hand. We're going to go for Stake Your Soul here. Again, unfortunately not able to go into the Razin, but we can facilitate other plays instead. We are going to reveal the Heavy Burger. We're going to summon out Dr. Mad Love. Dr. Mad Love then will get searching. We're going to search our deck for the... Oh, we already have Dust Devil, so I guess... Sorry, Snow Devil, so I guess we're searching for Dust Devil, which is also a very good card in countering the Pearly cards. So if he attempts to get a Pearly up over 5 materials again, we just flip it face down, right? So I'm not too worried about that. Do we have Lethal by any chance? I don't believe so. We reveal a Dark, we can reduce. We Dark and Earth, we can bounce that back to his hand. Do we want him to have a Pearly in hand? I guess it wouldn't really hurt us too much at this stage. Pearly Engrave. Yeah, it's not as if we would be losing very much. Let me see. It still doesn't get us Lethal though, unfortunately. And we can't draw due to the fact that we use Prosperity. I think that is fine. I think we're just going to have to go for it. We can go into the Rock. Rock does what for us? Rock doesn't exactly do an awful lot right away. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go for the Burger play. Activate the Burger. Bounce Mad Love back to hand. That's fine. The reason we're not activating that to bounce it back to hand is, again, we don't have Lethal anyway. So I'm sort of in the mind of simply keeping as much advantage as I possibly can in hand. We are going to go for Pantera because we can simply add it back to hand main phase 2 off of the Rock. So I'm not too worried about that either. So into the battle phase, Pantera is going to take out the Pearly. Really? Is it just the next time, or is it indestructible? It's indestructible by battle. Are you serious? Oh, I thought it was only once. Oh, that's the other one that prevents from effect destruction. Oh, god damn it, I'm stupid. That's fine. I mean, there's nothing I really could have done about that anyways. We are going to link off the Pantera here into the Link 1 Rock. Damn, I don't know Pearly as well as I should. For a while, we were seeing it constantly, and I knew it, like, great, and now it just died off in popularity for a while, and I just haven't seen the cards enough to remember all the intricacies of their effects. But I'm not too worried about it. It is what it is. We're going to set 2 and we're going to pass. It's not as if we have nothing here, and we even get to steal a monster from his graveyard during the end phase using Kirakara. So we are going to steal... I'm actually going to steal the Plump from the grave, because if it survives, I can start stealing his cards, his quick play spells and such. If it survives the turn, I can start stealing his spells, which is pretty interesting. When you activate a Pearly quick play spell, so I can't use that effect, but the first effect I can use. Fortunately, it's not a quick effect at the moment. Okay, gonna go for Pearly Plump here. Sorry, going to go for My Friend Pearly, apologies. Damn, I really should have sent that shit back to the hand now off of Dr. Madlove. God damn it, I'm stupid. I am not smart. Well, listen, it's one small misplay. It happens. Happens to the best of us. We got the Kurakara on deck. We got the Borger. I guess we can draw one off the Borger. I don't know why I haven't drawn one. We may draw our way into a Maxi or something like that. Or maybe even just drawing into a Fire Monster, which would also be really good. We already have Dark and Earth, so if we manage to draw Fire, then we're set. So there's a whole bunch of really good draws we could get here. Something like Maxi or any Fire Monster would all be pretty good. Being met with an Ash Blossom, that's honestly, ashing the +1, sometimes not a bad move. Sometimes ashing the +1 is not a terrible play. So you know what? Yeah, I fuck with it. Damn, man, though, if I... Because I don't have a Dark in hand anymore, I can't even use your bounce effect, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would have been a great summon there. I can't use either of your revealing effects. I don't have enough materials in hand. Don't have enough pieces left. Otherwise, I would have been able to meet this with a bounce. That's fine, though. We have several options. We definitely have a lot of options, so I'm not too worried about it. Gonna reveal Pretty Memory. Pearly Beauty. Don't you target? Give me a second, let me read this. I'm pretty sure this card targets. It does target. Okay, that's good. Okay, gonna go for Happy Memory. That's fine. We are gonna let this build up a little bit. He changes the battle position to one of my monsters. I don't really care too much about that. I guess Kurakara being in defense is a bit of a pain, and this Pearly Plump in attack position is a, well, excuse the pun, but a delicious attack target. So he is going to want to build that up a little bit. What did you just... Did he make me indestructible by battle? Oh no, he made me indestructible by card effect. Okay. Okay, going for another Pearly here. Pearly, get searching, gonna check the top 3 of the deck, hits a Sleepy, because of course they do. Gonna hit a Sleepy Memory. Are you playing 3 copies of Pearly? Am I the only one who plays decks like the ban list in advance of the ban list coming out? Does nobody else do that? That's fair. I guess why would you put yourself at that disadvantage? Sending the Pearly to the graveyard, going to target one of our cards to take it as material. What are you going to take, good sir? Going to take the back road. Very interesting. Alright. We're gonna go for Snow Devil then. I guess we might as well use it, if for no reason other than to get the effect destruction protection as well as the effect damage. Every little bit adds up, that's for damn sure. Snow Devil, we're going to... Do we even special summon? Do you guys being on board benefit me in any way? Not really. It's gonna take the effect damage. You can take that card as material, I don't really care. And then he's got 4 materials. He's 1 material shy of going into the X-Pearly Noir. So he's likely going to, yep, use the Sleepy Memory here. We are going to allow that. Because essentially he's going to equip that on, and then we're going to turn our toggle on, and we're going to be ready for the resolution of that effect. Dropping Delicious to the graveyard, okay, so that's an interesting place for that to be. Alright, so now we're going to use the effect of Rock of the Vanquisher. We're going to special summon 1 from hand. Okay, you're going to activate that to negate, that's fine, I suppose. Maybe we should have summoned 1 off of Dust Devils, actually. Maybe that would have been smart. Either way. Oh, hitting the trap card. Yikes. Oof. Gonna grab... Oh, just grabbing Happy Memory, though. Okay, that makes... sure, that makes sense, I guess. Alright. Damn, you know what? I kind of really wish I special summoned off the trap card now. I really wish I special summoned off the trap card now. That... This does, in fact, make life slightly awkward. Do we think he has another Pearly spell in hand? Alright, I'm gonna go for Vanquish Soul Dust Devils. I'm gonna switch my Burger to defense, which does make it vulnerable to destruction, but it is what it is. And then we're going to flip the Eperly Happiness face down. So the reason we do the Happiness and not the Beauty, because Beauty, of course, I don't believe he has the materials needed to go and do a 5th material for his Expertly Noir, and the Happy would have given him those spell cards if it had attacked. So by preventing the Happy from attacking, we're preventing it from grabbing additional spells, and thus, he fucking just has one in hand. Of course he does. Son of a bitch. That if I just summoned off the trap card, this wouldn't be an issue. If I just summoned off the trap, this wouldn't have been a problem, because we would have been able to take it out. Oh, this is not good for my mental health. Shit. We have to deal with this sucker again. Oh my god. 6 materials. I mean, I guess swinging at it would be too easy, right? We can't do that. That'd be too easy. And now we draw our fire. Okay. Standby phase, get to draw 1. He's only got the 1 sleepy though, so only 1 draw. Which is still big. Don't get me wrong. Alright, switching Kurakara to attack mode. We're going to activate the effect of Eperly Plump. I'm going to start yoinking some spells from his grave. I'm going to take 2 copies of Delicious, because at the very least they'll give me a small stat boost. Alright, up to 3,300 defense. That's, you know what, that's a little something. I'll take it. Alright, so what exactly do we do here? We have a couple of options. Mad Love in hand is not especially useful. I guess we could clear out the back row. We're going to go for Rock of the Vanquisher, I think. We could add Burger back from Graveyard to hand, which I think I'm probably going to do. You target, don't you? I'm pretty sure you target. Yeah, you do. So I can dodge at least 1 if I have Burger, which is fine. That's something, right? All we need to do is give him more spin targets than he can handle. That's the idea. We need to give him more spin targets than what he can possibly spin. That's the goal. That's the dream. We're simply going to have to do it. So we're going to start with Razan. Razan reveals Fire and Dark for its secondary effect. Yep, it does. Going to go for Razan's effect here to get Searchin'. Hopefully he doesn't chain it just yet. That's good. That's good. Okay, so we're going to grab then, I believe, Caesar. Do we have an Earth? We do have an Earth in hand. We can go for Caesar. Droll and Lockbird. Interesting. That's actually totally fine. I wasn't planning on drawing any additional cards. Why can't I use either of your effects? Alright, let's go for Burger, I guess. Targeting the Razan. Gonna summon Burger out of the field. Gonna activate Burger's effect. Damn, we're running really low on time. That's my only concern. We can force all of his Expertly Noir effects, but unfortunately we can't actually stop it, I don't think. Alright, we go into the battle phase now. Swing at Noir. Alright, gonna detach 2. Targeting Kurakara, that's fine. Nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Attacking with the Caesar. Forcing its effect again. Come on, give me time, give me time, give me time. Oh, I'm out of time! I'm gonna time out. This is fucking ridiculous, man. Ah! You boys got the fastest fucking fingers in the West. What the fuck? That was so close. Rock of the Vanquisher. Special summoning out a monster from my hand. We are going to go for the Razen. You no longer have any spins, you fucking dork. Activating Razen's effect to get searching. We don't have any fires in hand, so that's exactly what we're going to search for. Grabbing a Zhao Long. Now we've got to win this game here and now. Gonna go for my friend Pearly. That's totally fine. My friend Pearly gonna pay 500 to get searching. What are you gonna search for here? We're tight on time. We are very, very tight on time. You can have this one. I don't give a shit. Of course it's the street. That's fine, though. That's fine. It's before end of main. Alright. We're going to use then E. Pearly Plump's effect. We're going to start stealing more spells and traps from his grave. We're going to take both copies of Sleepy. Alright, now we're too big for him to be a problem. Into the battle phase. Perfect. I believe we may actually be able to turn this around, and E. Pearly Plump may, in fact, be a large part of our victory. Yeah, so long as I control a Vanquish, he can only attack my biggest monster. So long as I have the Rock of the Vanquisher and a Vanquish on field, he can only attack my largest monster, which in this case is his E. Pearly Plump, which I will continue to stack cards on. I'm going to steal all of the quick play spells from his graveyard, which will prevent him from even adding anything back off of my friend Pearly. This is actually nutty. What the f- We're countering Pearly with Pearly. This is sick. Alright, adding the E. Pearly Plump, we're going to use its effect. We're going to grab even more spells. Give me those materials. I will take those, good sir. Going for an Imperm. Finally negating his own card. Let me see, can I stop that in any way? I don't think I can. That's unfortunate. That's okay, I'll just do it next turn. I don't give a shit. Alright, we're going to go now for... So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to use Borger's effect. We're going to bounce this back to my hand. Right, we're going to summon Borger over here. Now we're going to normal summon Pantera to this zone. We're going to... What do you need? You need Earth and Fire. I don't have an Earth right now. So we're going to go for Rock of the Vanquisher to special summon Razem from hand. Yep, and then we'll simply search for an Earth. So we're going to use Razem's effect. We're going to grab a Caesar from deck. There we are. Perfect. That means Pantera's effect is now live. We're going to use it, revealing a Fire and an Earth to wipe out the back row. So my friend Pearly, no longer a problem. Gonna go for Borger. Gonna reveal a card to draw a card. Gonna reveal a Dark right here. Drawing in the Fire, which is good. Zhao Long then gonna summon itself out to the field. Again, we're trying to be as quick as possible, so we may not be doing this totally optimally, but we are trying our damn best. We got 2 fires in hand already, so we are going to get searching again using the Zhao Long's effect. We maybe could have switched battle positions, but we're more than big enough to get over Noir already. So again, I'm not too worried about it. Going to get searching for a backup Borger, I guess. We've already got everything we need on deck. We're going to go for Caesar here. Definitely should have grabbed something off the Caesar. Never mind, we could have swapped back Pantera, use Caesar, pop the field spell, go in by battle, wipe the board, easy dubs. That was a hell of a game to round us off here. Now, that was not the penultimate match I was expecting against Pearly, but you know what? It worked out exceptionally well. We were able to test out pretty much all of our cards. I didn't miss, really, the Kaijus at any given stage, and I don't think at any point we were really missing out on Crossout or Call By either. Again, maximizing your monster count in this deck is pretty damn important, so if you can cut any spare back row, I would definitely recommend at least trying it out. The one thing I would maybe do is bump Small World up to 3. I think maybe a third Small World to make the deck a little bit more consistent, which would be important. I would maybe cut a Kurakara, because it's good, but it's only good in certain matchups, I think, with Labyrinth still running around so much, and even Branded it's not the greatest against. Yeah, it's good against D-Link and Pearly though, so again, it depends on what you want to counter. If you want to make the deck as consistent as possible and as functional against as many different opponents as possible, you maybe want to play it at 1 and then just have your triple Small World, which may be a better sort of balance for the deck. But either way, you saw the gameplay, you saw the deck list, you saw how it all works. If you want to see any more Vanquish Soul gameplay, I am more than happy to play it. This deck is a fucking blast, and I will more than happily continue to upload it. So if that's what you want, Let me know down below, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.